All right, our thanks to Craig Bolerjack, Thurl Bailey, and Kristen Kenny. Jazz win it. Let's go live to Milwaukee, where Giannis Antetokounmpo is speaking live to the media.
If 2 minutes during the game I didn't hurt in the eye, probably feel better. But it's good to be out there. Good to go out there, have fun with my teammates, compete, just play basketball again.
Jim Ozarski.
Giannis, yeah, I guess inadvertent elbows and things like that are going to happen. But I mean, just when that went down, what was your first thoughts? And then in the side, were you hoping to get out, or did you think maybe you might sit out the rest of the game at least to heal now?
Yeah, we're not doing that again. No, I knew I got hurt badly because I couldn't open my eye. But like once I got back to the locker room and the doctor checked my eye, I felt good, and I wanted to go back out there and play. It's the first game of the season. I want to play just 2 minutes and sit the rest of the game out. And I decided to, go out there, continue, play for my teammate, and just enjoy this first game.
Along those lines, what did you think about the run that you guys had as starters? I think 25 minutes total. How did you feel it went with, especially working in Drew, DJ, some of these newer guys?
I think a guy like DJ, Bobby, Drew, everybody did a great job, obviously, in the game. But we've practiced 4 times together, and obviously we're going to be rusty. Obviously, the chemistry, we've got to build up to have a great chemistry, but we got to keep working on ourselves. We did some good things. We did things that we didn't do so well, but we're going to go back, watch the tape, improve practice tomorrow, and come back on Monday, and hopefully we can be better. But it's good to be out there. It's good to play with these guys. I've had to win games with these guys.
Eric Name.
I'm curious, what did you think getting to watch Bobby for the first time? He feels like someone that plays in a way that you would like with the high energy, grabbing rebounds, sprinting down the middle of the floor. It feels like that would be kind of right up your alley, kind of the way that you like to play.
I love it. Plays the right way, plays hard, he competes, can knock down shots, go for the defensive rebounds. He guards his own man. He's amazing. He's going to keep getting better for us. We need him to do all these things. His energy is always high, and I love that about him. And we're definitely going to need him moving forward a lot.
And then for you, I know at the start of the game you get smacked in the eye, and it isn't going the way you're going. And then you have this second quarter where I think you kind of find your flow a little bit. Just what was it like to play with some of the new point guards? I know DJ found you for that lob. I know Drew found you a couple times. What was it like to play with some of those new guys? And I mean, by the end, you end up scoring 25 points. It had to feel pretty good by the time you got into it by the end of the first half.
It was good. Obviously, we gotta find our chemistry. DJ and Drew, and it's okay. We've played we've had 5 practices so far. But it's good to play with these guys. They play the right way. I know they're going to find me. Come back in the second quarter, feel good. Feel better, actually. But, first game, since the bubble, obviously everybody's rusty. I was rusty, for sure. But I was able to get my rhythm a little bit in the second quarter.
Zora Stevenson.
Coach keeps talking about DJ Wilson and how he's performing in practice tonight that transferred to the game. What stands out about what you're seeing from DJ Wilson in training camp?
Playing the right way. And the right nice coverage is really high. And he's going to keep it that way. We will help him keep it that way. We need DJ. We need him to step up. We need him to play, get on the court. We need him to knock down shots, play hard, play with energy. He got the talent. As a teammate, we trust him even more. Coach trusts him even more this year, and he's going to be really good for us.
There's Giannis Antetokounmpo live speaking to the media via Zoom in Milwaukee. Giannis and the Bucks lose their preseason opener tonight. Giannis, though, pretty solid even after getting an elbow to the eye, which required him to leave the game for a few moments. In just over 25 minutes of action, Giannis 25 points and 10 rebounds. Luka Doncic tonight, 13 points in 16 minutes for the Dallas Mavericks. We welcome you into Studio B here in Atlanta. NBA TV's coverage of a 7-game schedule around the NBA on this Saturday night. NBA champ Steve Smith, I'm Jared Greenberg. Get some highlights in a couple of moments. But what's your reaction here to seeing the two-time MVP back on the court, the defensive player of the year back on the court amidst all this conversation about his contract, and there he goes out and comes back into a preseason game after getting knocked in the eye.
It was good to see that he was okay, got a chance to return. He still puts up those unbelievable numbers, 25 points, 10 rebounds. Got a chance to see Bobby Portis, another high-energy guy that could go along with him pretty well because Bobby's one of those guys that plays so hard. That'll go well with the Giannis. But it comes down to right now, in preseason, you definitely want to see how the Milwaukee Bucks look, but we're waiting for that date to see if he signs.
Is it with Drew Holiday coming in, Eric Bledsoe and George Hill leaving, and some other role players getting switched in and out, is Milwaukee still the favorite to win the East in your mind?
I think so. I mean, it's going to take some time for DJ Augustine and Drew Holiday and some of those guys to get on board, but they still have Giannis. I mean, he's just one of those guys. And Chris Middleton, let's not forget him. I think another year of playing with Giannis gets those two guys on the same page, Brook Lopez, because they kind of got their core together. Drew Holiday and DJ Augustine is definitely going to help, different than George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. But I think it's going to come down to now is who else can they develop off that bench? DiVincenzo, Connaughton, some of those guys, who else can step up at that next level? DJ Wilson played tonight. Yeah. He might be one of those guys.
Bryn Forbes, sneaky signing by the Milwaukee Bucks this year. Final tonight from San Francisco. The Warriors had not played in 277 days. This is just a preseason game, but they'll take the victory. Steph Curry played just over 21 minutes, had 10 points. Also saw a starting lineup with not just Curry, but Oubre and Andrew Wiggins. Remember, Draymond Green and Jonathan Wiseman did not play tonight. They get the win over the Denver Nuggets, who went to the Western Conference Finals. Let's hear from Steve Kerr, who's at the podium speaking with the media.
Hi, everybody. Who wants to start?
Hi, Steve. Gareth Burke, NBC Sports Bay Area. What did you think of the spirit on defense tonight?
That was the highlight of the game for me. It was just the way we defended from the very beginning of the game, the activity level, the energy. We were flying around out there, and I thought that set a really good tone. I think we have a chance to be an excellent defensive team. Really excited, and obviously Draymond and James aren't out there yet. And but when you think about the length and athleticism that we can put out there, if we play with activity and energy, we can be really good.
What do you think of what Bazemore and Wanamaker give you together, too, kind of as like a bench combo?
Yeah, I mean, I thought in that first half, both guys were really good. You know, Brad has a nice way about him. He just kind of settles the game down, and Baze is he's a kind of a wild card. You know, he can make 3 or 4 plays in a row. A bucket, a steal, a knockdown, a 3. He's a streaky player, but he can be really effective. So I liked seeing them together, and next week we'll probably work a little bit more on what that second unit might look like. But I think those two guys are clearly going to be in it.
Michael Mulder made his first 3 3-pointers, had those 2 free throws late in the game. What did you think about his night overall?
Well, Mike is a really, really good player. He showed that last year when he came up late in the season, and obviously his shooting is important to us. We need as much shooting as we can get. So he hit a couple big ones when Denver made that run in the second half. Damian Lee made a big one. Jordan Poole played well for us. So I like the effort from all those guys.
Steve, it looks like you're going to have a 15-man active rotation or active per game. Will that affect your rotation at all, you think?
No, it'll just make things easier in terms of before the game, for the last, since I've been coaching, you have to make a decision on who's active, who's not. And if you have 15 healthy bodies, you got to tell two guys that are not suiting up. That's no fun. So I think it's great. We're going to, obviously carry 15. And so for all 15 to be able to suit up is a big deal.
Steve, everybody was knocking off some rust, understandably so, but specific to Steph, what did you think of seeing him out there again and how he performed?
Well, it's always just great to see him out on the floor. And I think he looks really good physically. That's the main thing. He worked so hard in the off season, and he's in great shape. And now it's just a matter of getting his timing and his rhythm down. But he's definitely a sight for sore eyes.
Hi, Steve. Carlos Ramirez from NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Was there anything that surprised you from your team or amazed you tonight?
No, this is kind of what I expected, Carlos. We've only had 5-6 days since camp started. We think we can build a good defense right away. And I think offense is going to take a little longer. It always does when you have a new team. So we've got to figure out what we're going to do offensively, who we're going to play together, that sort of thing. But in the meantime, if we're defending and getting stops, we can get out and run and score, 61 points like we did in the first half, just off of effort and energy. So I'm excited. I think we're going to get a lot better as the season goes on. And this was a good start for us, a good week and a good first exhibition game.
Steve, you guys took 40 3-pointers tonight. That's almost 9 more than what you guys took on average last year. Was that the point of emphasis going into the game, or is that more of what the Nuggets were giving you?
No, the emphasis in camp has been our spacing. We're just trying to get space behind the 3-point line a little bit better than we have in the past. And if we do that, we're naturally going to fall into more threes. So I'm fine with it. It's kind of, it lends itself well to our team, not necessarily because we're a great 3-point shooting team, but because we're athletic. That floor spacing opens up the court for a lot of guys who can get to the rim. And so if we're taking a lot of threes, generally that means they're going to be open. We're not going to take many challenged ones. So open shots are good shots. That's how I look at it.
Steph is such a unique player, the way he runs off ball, some of the stuff he does. How long in your experience does it take guys who haven't played with Steph to learn, that ecosystem essentially?
Yeah, it takes time for sure. He's so unique. There's nobody like him in the NBA, nobody who can play on and off the ball at that level and who creates that kind of havoc. And so I think with most players who come in, they're not used to the second half of the possession. They're sort of used to whatever the pattern is in the beginning. But as soon as maybe Steph gives up the ball, that's when the action really starts, the way we play. And that's the tricky part for guys to figure out. So Steph's movement off the ball in the latter part of every possession is really key for us. And that's where all the new guys have to figure out what their roles are.
All right, that's Steve Kerr after the Warriors win in their preseason opener. Just about 3 weeks since finding out the news that Klay Thompson would miss the year. They draft James Wiseman with the number 2 pick. He did not play tonight. And